Hey guys, guess what? I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on sub placement, coupling, and doubling to get the best quality sound from your subs. Doesn't matter what kind of subs you have. If you have two of the same subs, you should double them together, couple them together, and you should daisy chain them. I'll give you an example why. Most DJs have a table, they set their rig on the table, they put a sub on each side, sometimes they put a pole in them and put a top on them. They look aesthetically pleasing, especially if they're white, they look nice, you have one on each side, looks great. Sounds could be better. I'm not saying they sound bad, could be better. If you have two subs and they're on the opposite side of a table like this, these are 1,000-watt subs, 129 dB. When they're being pushed, that frequency is going outward. That sub bass is going outward on both sides. So you got these two circles of sub frequency going out. When they get somewhere towards each other, they start canceling. They start banging on each other, knocking each other upside the head. Subs are sold separately, but they want to be together. If you put them on opposite sides of the table, you're doing yourself a disservice. So you got 1,000 watts on each side, 129 dB, and you got some alleys because they're canceling frequencies. Somewhere out on the floor, somewhere near their canceling frequencies. This is doubling. You take your two subs and you put them together. When you put your two subs together, you turn two 1,000-watt subs into one 2,000-watt sub. What that means is, now that they're so close together, they want to work as one sub. Instead of being 129 dB on either side, now you got this one 2,000-watt sub putting out 134, 135 dB. You doubled the amount of sound that a person's ear can hear. You've increased what your two speakers separately couldn't do by themselves. But when you put them together, that's what you get. What you do is you double them and then you couple them. By coupling, you go in to one of the channels on your sub and you plug this other end into your mixer. Hopefully you have an audio mixer in addition to your DJ mixer, so you can get the extra headroom needed to actually push these the way you want to. You go out of the same channel that you went in, and then you daisy chain it over to the input on the other sub. What this effectively does is it sends a signal into the one sub and immediately out to the second sub. Your volume should be the same, your polarity should be the same, and the quality of the cable, everything should be as close to the same as you can possibly get it. Because in this configuration, now I have one 2,000-watt sub at 134 dB. And I don't want it, I can put it on the left or the right, but they should be together. Because instead of two circular outward frequencies causing cancellations and alleys up and around my dance floor, I can take the two of these and put them here in the center or on the left or on the right and just get this one booming output. So that's doubling and coupling with 1,000-watt speakers giving me 2,000 watts, 134 dB. I have 4 subs. I never put 2 on the left and 2 on the right. These 4 subs always act like one sub. I like having all 4 of them daisy chained and coupled, so I double again. I went from 2,000 watts, 134 dB, with the other one here, I have a 4,000-watt sub 1 at 140 dB easily. On the floor, I add 2, maybe 3 more dB, but I generally don't stop there. I, depending on the room, will take my subs and put them up against the wall or in a corner and get another 3 dB off of the wall. So 142, 145 dB coming out of this one 4,000 watt monster of a sub. Same volume, same polarity, same quality cable going into my audio mixer. The bass coming off of my subs, doubling them, putting all 4 of them together all the time, every time. No matter where I go, that's how I configure them. I don't put one on one side, one on the other side. As a DJ, I don't use the cardio 8 mode. I have no reason to. If you find yourself in a position where you have 2 subs and 2 tops, and you're playing to a large audience, and you keep turning it up, and it's just making your speakers clip or sound distorted, then the problem is several things. Either it's because you have 2 subs and 2 tops on opposite sides instead of coupling and daisy chaining them to get the extra dB and the extra sound and headroom that you need. 2, you don't have an external mixer along with your DJ mixer. Your DJ mixer sound card is nowhere as good as an external audio mixer. Or you're playing in a room with 150 people and you only have 2 subs and 2 tops. When you're playing, I know a lot of these speaker companies tell you, oh no, these 2 subs, you get 2 subs and 2 tops. That'll do a room of 300 people with no problem. That's a damn lie. It is a problem. I've done it before. You need more speakers. If you got 150 people in the room and you got 2 subs and 2 tops, you need more speakers. You can figure it out. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Tell me how you're connecting your subs, what works for you. If you're having power alleys where you're having these issues, let me know. I'm telling you, there's a configuration for every room scenario. So that's it. The next video is going to be, I'm going to show you guys how I connect my 4 L1 Pro 16s because they're tricky in themselves. They are meant to work alone as one speaker because the sub and the array on them, they're not meant to be coupled from one L1 Pro 16 to another, the 32s, the 8s. They're not meant to be coupled like subs are. But you can do it. You just have to know how to wire them. So stay tuned for that video. In the meantime, I'm out. Thanks a lot for checking me out. Appreciate you.